Okay, here we are at the Hermit of Hadrid House, specifically Lady Webb, and we're about to speak to her about what more we learned about the Leaden Key and their leader.
How fares your search?
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Theos in Brackenbury Sanitarium impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me, it is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious. He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep. This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange. What of them?
Wouldn't they allow a guest of Dunrid Row into the hearings?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation, for whatever reason. It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
What is there to know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself. The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Alright, let's see what the journal says. Get invited to one of the Animancy hearing delegations. In order to attend the Animancy hearings at the palace, I'll need to be sponsored by one of the 3 factions represented at the hearings: the Knights of the Crucible, House Dominal, or the Dozens. The Knights of the Crucible have a keep in First Fires. House Dominal has a manor in Blackenberry. The Dozens are based out of the Expedition Hall in Copper Lane. Why don't we go to House Dominal? See what she has to say. Okie dokie, there's a plan. Here we are. A little bruised, a little battered. Especially Aloth, the wizard. Everyone else looks just fine. Well, we must find House Dominal. She's right there. Okay, let's find a way in. Here we are in House Dominal.
How do you do?
The burly guard eyes you warily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have with House Dominal? Tell me about House Dominal. It's an old and respected family. Much of Defiance Bay's prosperity is due to Dominal business activities. Now, do you have any further business here? I wanted to ask the Dominals about attending the Animancy hearings. You'll be wanting to speak with Master Abrakan about that then, right this way.
On the hunt.
A young man leans against an expensive-looking glass cabinet, glass cabinet. He holds a jewel-studded goblet in one hand and an ornate pistol in the other. He grins with wine-stained lips.
Our doormen seem to think it important that you meet with me. Speak.
What is this place? You are standing in the Dominal Ancestral Manor. You're either very lost or wasting my time. He takes another sip of wine. If there's nothing else, I'll be on your way. What interest does House Dominal have in the Duke's Animancy hearings? Balance. The Duke struck between ignorant fanatics and power-hungry soldiers, but that's the way of things in Defiance Bay. We're just trying to see that neither group gains undue influence. He rubs his fingers together. And it doesn't hurt that there's profit to be made in discord. What is House Dominal's position on Animancy? He laughs. We don't have one. The Dozens say they're against it, but that doesn't stop them from looting the ruins and selling ruins and contraptions to the sanitarium. The Knights say they're for progress, but whose progress are they talking about? They're eyeing purse strings and positions here in Brackenberry. And word has it they've got a few pet Animancy projects of their own. You can see why we're content to stay out of it. Can you tell me about the hearings? Fortunately, I haven't had to sit through them myself. I'm told they're much like any other meeting, plenty of yelling and posturing, but little accomplished. And while the Knights and the Dozens argue over something neither understands, they lose sight of the real problems. Glanfathon stirring at our borders, the ever-present refugee crisis, and the Valians ready to leave us to our fate. I need an invitation to the meeting. He sneers. And you want to worm your way into House Dominal's good graces to get one? Is that it? House Dominel would make a better ally than anyone else in Defiance Bay. He smiles coldly. True, but the real question is whether you would be a useful ally to us. Let's put you to the test. One of my men planned a heist, and he passed the instructions to the thieves using my personal letterhead. His face freezes in a scowl, bearing my initials. He breaks into a smile again, and his grip has tightened around his pistol. I need that letter. The thieves are holed up in a house in Copper Lane. Fetch the missive, and we'll see about finding you a place in House Dominel. I have questions about the letter you want me to find. Abracant, make them quick. Where can I find the thieves? As I said, they're in Copper Lane. Their house is on the east end, near the Expedition Hall. He waves a hand heavy with rings. Just follow the stink of unwashed adventurers and the weeping of ruined speculators. Why haven't you tasked one of your men to take care of this? Color rise. I just needed someone external to see to the situation. I see. What do you want me to do with the thieves? Leave them in peace, of course. They're still my men. What were they stealing? Abracant grinned slyly. You take care of this job, and then perhaps I'll tell you. Okay, let's go do this job for him. I'll be back. Okay, we're in Copper Lane, and we're outside of this place called Lamdala's house. I think that's where we need to be. Let's find out.
And what does the flame reveal?
Okay, let's go downstairs. And look what we find downstairs.
Keeping quiet. Something over there.
This, I believe, is the catacombs. And we were here already. Let's interact with this. Scarf. A simple silken scarf is crumpled on the filthy flagstones. Essence radiates from it like heat, and the closer you get to it, the more you feel a confusing mixture of joy, surprise, and pain. Pick up the scarf. You hold the scarf and focus on it, and the world around you shifts. Something about you shifts too. The smooth fabric is still in your hands, but you're in a small yet cozy house. And Laura's looking from the scarf back to you, asking if you like it. She's smiling because the answer is written on your face. That was 4 years ago, but you still wear this scarf on days like today. After all, you wore it that first day you met the actress with silvered eyes. So who's to say it won't bring you luck again tonight? It's nestled around your throat, soft and warm and comforting. You're halfway through the third act and you can feel the audience's eyes on you, hungry and attentive. You were nervous at first when that woman brought you down here. You wondered what kind of show you'd signed up for, but this has gone better than you could have hoped. You reach the end of your monologue and the scarf tightens around your neck. It chokes the final line from your throat, which is embarrassing because your debut was going so well. But when you try to pull the scarf away, it only tightens further. You're confused and you look to the audience expecting someone to rush to your rescue. Then you see their eyes and that hungry, attentive look and you understand. The stage fades to black. The scarf falls from your hand and flutters to the ground, but Cora's soul lingers, stuck between a familiar token and a question. It wants to know, but it wants to retreat. You had your sister's love and the courage to follow your dreams. Take comfort in that as you find your way to the next life. The soul glows with warmth before fading back into the fabric of the scarf. Lumdala emerges from the shadows, her silvered eyes glowing in the darkness. Well, well, if it isn't our friend from Dunrid Row. How do you know Dunrid Row hired me? You weren't the only one who can put two and two together. She folds her arms and raises her chin. Besides, we actors aren't paid for our discretion, you know. I'm sure Cadal made a fine show of begging you for mercy, but he positively outdid himself when I showed up. It's a shame he wasn't more committed to our craft. A cruel grin crosses her lips. He's always been so easy to motivate. What do you want? She gives you an appraising look. I have a proposition. I'm listening. I stage my performance for certain wealthy patrons. One in particular would make a valuable catch. You agree to a truce, and I'll give you his name. I'm not sure what this is about. Explain why this is a better deal for me. Think of it this way, I only feed a demand. I'm offering you the man whose money and connections made my performance possible in the first place. I need some time to think it over. Lumdala fingers a weapon at her side. This hesitation does not bode well for our deal. I'll give you one more chance. Now, make up your mind. Alright, I'll do it. Excellent. The man you're looking for is Lord Gatterman. Find him in Brackenbury yourself or report him to the authorities. It makes no difference to me. Now it's time we made our exit. Okay. Not sure what I just did. Okay, I've learned of a plot to rob a Brackenbury nobleman, Lord Raymond, and a letter that describes the plan in detail. Alright, so I guess we need to go go to Brackenberry, right? Or go back to Dominel? No, we'll go to Brackenberry. Alright, see you in Brackenberry.